We have a situation. The world, as we know, is changing at a fast pace, with great promises and perils at the same time. Technological advancements and increased global connectivity are transforming our lives and expanding our economy. Almost everything moves online. New ways of doing business have emerged. Goods and services can be accessed readily at our fingertips. While this is great, changes come with challenges. Later, you will hear some ideas on how you can react. But for now, let's have a closer look at what is happening in our thriving ASEAN region. While high economic growth and increased productivity bring us great benefits, unequal growth and unsustainable development can lead to economic inequality, while also seriously impacting our natural environment through carbon emissions, deforestation, forest fires, and land degradation. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, ASEAN recorded a 4% drop in GDP in 2020. However, between 2021 and 2025, we expect annual GDP to bounce back, with 4.5% growth projected for this period. The world is still seeing a rise in poverty, unemployment, business closures, and lack of access to resources. This has also impacted mental health, with stress, anxiety, and depression affecting the well-being of the people. On a brighter note, we are seeing an encouraging rise in digital health providers, including online mental health services that are available in 93% of countries worldwide, including the ASEAN region. Hopefully, this will support the 86 million Southeast Asians who are currently living with depression. Prior to the pandemic, 66% of ASEAN citizens were active online. This number has since multiplied. In 2020 alone, at least 40 million ASEAN citizens became new internet users. While digitization brings lots of benefits, the risk of exposure to fake news and misinformation also increases. If left unchecked, disinformation can create a climate of distrust, intolerance, fear, and discrimination in our society. What can we do to address these issues? How can we face them together as one community? We can do our part to mitigate these challenges by cultivating the ASEAN culture of prevention as one community in ASEAN. As an innovative approach to sustainable, social, and human development, the culture of prevention invites us to have a preventative mindset at all levels. In order to strengthen the resilience of our ASEAN community, we, as ASEAN citizens, must make this approach a part of our collective socio-cultural DNA. This is why the culture of prevention has 6 thrusts, each one aimed at addressing human and sustainable developments in the region. Perhaps you're wondering how we can apply these 6 thrusts in our daily lives. So, let's explore how a simple change in perspective can make a tangible difference to our community around us, one activity at a time. Firstly, through promoting a culture of supporting the values of moderation, we can contribute to minimize hoaxes, fake news, and hate speeches that can potentially lead to distrust, intolerance, fear, and discrimination. We need to implement readiness, responsibility, empathy, authenticity, discernment, integrity. Learn fact-checking skills by stating facts, doing more research before forwarding any messages, sharing information from trusted sources, and not promoting harmful messages online. Secondly, let's acknowledge the culture of peace and intercultural understanding by embracing our diverse cultures and backgrounds and cultivating a respect for diversity and life. The rapid growth of internet use and time spent online across ASEAN, with virtually zero knowledge of media literacy, can turn social media into a platform on which fake news, hate speech, and distrust can easily be spread. A shift of mindset is necessary if we are to eradicate these social ills. Ultimately, through understanding and appreciation of cultural differences, we can add to the richness of our region. We believe there is unity in diversity. Thirdly, let's commit to empowering women, youth, and minority or vulnerable groups, giving equal opportunities to all and to all a voice through promoting the culture of respect for all. Preventing violence and discrimination towards vulnerable groups, including women, children, the elderly, and people with disabilities, can improve their access to education and economic opportunities, social and political integration, as well as health outcomes. These will contribute to economic and sustainable development as a whole. Next, let's foster a culture of good governance at all levels. While good governance is often touted as a responsibility that governments have towards us, we as ASEAN citizens can also play our part in promoting the culture of good governance too. We can do this by being responsible citizens, for example, respecting law and regulations, rights and opinions of others, supporting our community, and empowering vulnerable people, and many other actions that will ensure everybody can equally benefit from public policy and services. Furthermore, let's do our part by nurturing a culture of resilience and care for the environment. Climate change and global warming cause sea levels to rise and can induce coastal flooding. Deforestation can lead to forest fires that trigger transboundary haze, which can affect valuable natural resources. Plastic use and increased consumption have increased waste production. These damages heavily impact the livelihoods of ASEAN communities, threatening many places in the region. So let's encourage those around us to be more aware of our environment. Simple, local acts can be the catalyst for a global healing process. For example, as consumers, we can begin by reducing single-use plastic consumption. But this is only one of many environmental issues at hand, so we need to act fast. Last but not least, let's take a look at ourselves. We need care too, right? The COVID-19 pandemic has affected us not just physically, but mentally. Impact on employment and livelihoods, isolation, and being apart from families and friends can take a toll on our minds and bodies. Incorporating an active culture of healthy living into our daily lives can make a big difference to both our physical and mental well-being. Mental health is integral to sustainable development. Happier individuals make for healthier individuals, and healthier individuals are more productive and better able to reach their full potential. Try to establish balance through exercise, meditation, and a healthy diet, and then your happiness can be a force for positive change, creating a healthier, happier, and more productive society. Now you see that the ASEAN culture of prevention can be easily applied to your daily life. By practicing all 6 elements, you can help promote mutual understanding, tolerance, and respect for all in our communities. Together, we can change our collective mindset and create a culture of prevention in our lives and communities. By addressing our shared challenges, we can begin to turn the tide and build back better towards a more promising and more sustainable future together. The ASEAN culture of prevention is one of the important building blocks of ASEAN's blueprint for a better, more inclusive, and more sustainable future. Join us in promoting the ASEAN culture of prevention. Imagine if all ASEAN citizens take a step towards this change. Together, we can face challenges head-on, empower and build resilience in our communities. Find out more about the ASEAN culture of prevention on the ASEAN website.